Hello, and welcome to Child Abuse Awareness with Darlene J. Clark. Be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Please like, subscribe, and share video. There's some things that hit me kind of hard today, so I figured I needed to come in and discuss it. But years ago, a lot of y'all know about the horrendous child abuse that had happened to me. There were times in my life I did not know the magnitude of what was done, and I still don't know a lot of the magnitude that was done. Hey there, Darlene. Jackie. Good to see you too. I didn't even know the magnitude of some of the things that was done, right? I want to go back to one time when I was in high school. This principal called me into the room, to the office, and I did not know why he had me in his office an hour each day for about a week. Well, at school week, it's 5 days, okay? It's Monday through Friday. So years later, after graduating, after divorcing, after having my kids, all that stuff, I decided I would call him up on the phone. I've always wondered what I had done wrong for him to have me to go to the office. Happy New Year. Good to see you. So I had wondered what I had done wrong for him to have called me into the office. I was shocked what he had said during this conversation. I said, "What did I do wrong?" He said, "You did not do anything wrong." He said, "We just knew you were being abused." I said, "Y'all knew I was being abused at home, as a kid, as a teenager too." He said, "Yes." I said, "But why didn't y'all do anything?" He said, "Because we needed you to talk. We needed you to say, 'Hey, I'm being abused.'" Y'all have a blessed new year. Well, he said that, and my response back was, "Well, had I told you, I would had to go back home, and I would have been abused again. It was not safe for me to tell you that I was abused. I thought you called me in the room. I thought I had done something wrong." I said, "Had I told, I would have been, like I said, I would have had to go back to their house and be beat more, finding out that I told." He said, "No, we have had you a place. We had you a safe place to go if you had just spoke." My beef is this, y'all. When you are being abused, you're going through abuse, you are too scared to tell. You know that when you go back home, a lot of times they send you back home during the processes, right? Why could they not go ahead and get me out of there knowing I had been abused without me coming right out and saying I had been abused? Why? Something needs to change. Kids are too frightened, too scared. Like I said, some of the times I was beaten, put up underneath the house, put in a wooden box for me to die. Okay? At times, like the time I told you when I was 10-year old, where my siblings had said that dad used to shoot at me. Um, and so the police officer took me back to the house to my daddy, And the police officer literally said that he better not hear of me speaking it again or they would arrest me. So you think I was too scared to tell? It wasn't just my family thing. It was afraid of what the police would do to me as well, since I had that threat from a police officer years ago when I was 10. All right, so we're going back to there, and the reason why I brought this up today, I took a neighbor to the vet to drop off two cats so that they could be adopted. I heard a familiar voice, and I said, "You sound like yada yada yada." And he said, "I am." I said, "Hi, it's good to see you." I said, "Thank you so much for back when my kids were going to school." By this time, he was a teacher way back when I was going to school, but now my kids were going to school, and he was the assistant principal. My kids were witnesses about my ex husband beating me, okay? He was my husband at the time and their daddy. So one year they actually had PE together. So my kids were close. They're the same sign, zodiac sign. They're very close brothers. The kids thought it was strange that two brothers were so close. So they started calling my kids gay. So my kids started getting death threats. Every time I picked them up from when the bus was dropped off or whatever, they were throwing all kind of bad things at my sons and cussed them and yelling angrily about them being gay. They were not gay. They were just two brothers who was dealing with this kind of seeing their daddy abusing their mom. And they actually had a class together, so they were bonded. That's not gay. That's two brothers who had a close sibling relationship. So I went to the then principal. I'm not talking about the assistant principal. I went to the main principal. He told me kids will be kids. To me, to just let it go. But I knew the dire consequences because they were getting death threats. Exactly. And he was just telling me to sweep it under the rug. And I wasn't going to wait around for somebody to kill my kids. Oh, no. Uh-uh. So I stood in the middle of the hall, even though the principal told me to go ahead and go, and I would not leave. Then this assistant principal walked up to me since he knew me because he was my teacher years ago, right? And he said, "Is there a problem?" I said, "Yes, there is a big problem." He said, "Let's go in my office." So we went in the office and I told him about the ordeal. So he had whole school have a meeting, right? And he said, "These two are brothers. They have a strong bond, just like you said, right? They got a strong bond. There's nothing wrong with them having a strong bond. And everybody keeps threatening to kill them, calling them gay. This has got to come to a stop today." So when I ran into him today, I thanked him for what he had done. Him standing up to the plate and doing this, right? So I told him what I was doing today. I said, "Did you know that I'm an author and I'm an advocate?" He said, "No, I didn't know that." I said, "Well, did you know that I had been abused back when I was a kid?" Y'all, it tore me apart. His answer was, "We knew there was some bad things happening to you at home, but we just didn't know what was going on." Do you know how that broke my heart? Do you know how that brought me back to the time them not doing nothing as far as since I would not speak? So I was still being reprimanded basically for not speaking. So I still had to go back to that house of horrors. And I don't even know if it's the time the principal got me in the office or whether it was before my stepmom held me down and her son raped me. I don't know if it was before then, but parts of me think if they would have helped me out with that, maybe I would have not had a son that was murdered. Y'all know what I'm saying here? Something's got to change. When they knew all that, and they already had me a safe place to go, they already knew I was being abused. They already said they knew I was being abused, right? Why does it have to take the person saying I am being abused to get them out of it? Why can you not just go ahead and rescue somebody out of that? Exactly. And it makes, and see, she was my evil stepmom. I was in it. I really felt like I was in it alone. And I tell you what, before the principal left the room that day, I'm talking about the initial principal that called me to his office. He hit the desk hard, a filing cabinet hard, and said, "I give up." I almost told them. I almost went ahead and told. But the thing that got me not to tell was because I was also afraid of his anger. You know what I'm saying? So when he hit that thing, said, "Well, I give up," part of me wanted to tell. I had a strong inclination to tell, but somebody hitting something that was all too fresh. Oh, really? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm so glad that it's helping you heal. But y'all, there's got to be a way that if they know that a child is being abused, why can they not? And they already, like I said, they told me that they already had a safe place for me, right? What's wrong with the system if they cannot go ahead and pull a child out? Why do they have to wait on a child to risk their life and tell them I'm being abused? Why is it having to take that when they already knew the facts, even without me telling them I had been abused? Yet they knew. Do y'all agree with me that something needs to change? Um, you think it is changing? I'm, the kind of change I'm thinking needs to change is like when they knew I was being abused, why can they not go ahead and remove me from the problem if they already knew it and they already had me a safe place? Why couldn't they go ahead and overstep and do that kind of thing? When I was in middle school, these twin girls were spanked with a wood paddle by their father in front of the whole class for being naughty. I cried for them. It was so sad, and the school allowed it. Oh, they used to go and paddle the whole entire class some of the time. Some of the teachers would. Oh man. I got mad when there was this boy, his parents ran a regular small little store, mom and pop type of store, little bitty family store, a country store, where cheese and all that. Well, he was late a lot of times for school. Did you know our teacher paddled him every day because he came in late for, to school? The thing is, the family could only take him when they could take him. Even if he was a little bit late, that should still be okay if he's late. But why make a mockery of him day in or day out? Why not pull him to the side and find out why he's late? I think it's because they got that business to run, right? Somebody had to open the store, and then somebody, after they opened the store, then they had to maybe wait on a worker to show up, and then they could bring the child to school. But I think he even lived in a part where the school bus did not even run. It was pathetic. It was horrible. He paddled that little boy so bad he would stand on his tippy toes, trying to get away from it. And she would just do it at least 10 times as hard as she could. I'll never forget that. But she did that every day. I think the thing that finally stopped him doing it because he was in a talent show and he got up there and sang and he actually won the talent show. So I think that's what changed her from doing it again, or maybe the parents had spoke to her about it. Yes, if all these people had known, and it just really hit my heart to really know that more of the teachers had really known. You know what I'm saying, y'all? And when he said, "Yes, we knew that you were some things were going bad at your home, but we did not know what." Do you know? It's got me wondering, who is we? Who always we that's in with this whole conglomerate and knew this bad things were happening? Do y'all know what I'm saying? All these people knew and could do nothing, yet they had it planned, for me to go to safety. But I did not know about that till after I was around 40 years old. Found out about it. I found out that they had me a safe place and everything. It's like unreal. And finding out today that we knew that some bad things were happening to you, but we did not know what it was. And I'm like, whoa. If y'all heard a teacher tell you that, or a principal tell you that, what kind of thoughts would y'all have? All these people knowing, and because of the system, they could do nothing about it until a kid spoke up. But as we all know, a kid gets too afraid to tell. We got to protect the kids, people. we've got to have a way for some of these to be able to feel safe enough where these kids can get out without telling. There's got to be some way. I guess all the signs were there. I don't know whether they saw the bruises, whether it was my demeanor of being scared. I don't really know. It's really got me in a way. It's like so many people knowing, and when he said we knew, who exactly is we? Because at the time he was a school teacher. He wasn't the principal. You think the school knew about the narcissist father and the mental abuse gut? I'm so sorry, Jackie. And I'm so sorry, Saint Ryan, Rain also. Just know that this is a community of caring. But I think we got to think of ways and we need to demand a change out there. There's a little story about Ryan's Junior's house. I want to try to, it might, y'all might cry about it when I go to share you the little story of Junior's house. That's here in Tennessee. So let's say, try to get to, I don't want to sign up to that. Okay. So it's like to report suspected child abuse, call the Tennessee hotline at 877-237-0004. It's got a contact thing at Junior's house. Server in these counties in Tennessee, Lincoln County and Fayetteville, Alabama, Marshall County office in Lewisburg, Bedford County office in Shelbyville. But let me go to learn more about Junior's house. I'll share y'all the pages here so that y'all can see. I think the school corporal punishment is still legal in private schools in every U.S. state except New Jersey. I would. Yeah, they got a new law out too where they said that corporal punishment is okay as long as the child is not um, got a mental issue. So if the child has a mental issue, gonna go. So here is the about us. This is Junior's house, cac.org. Tragically, an average of 4 children die every day as a result of child abuse or neglect. Thousands more suffer from some form of abuse or neglect every day. There are over 1,550 reports of child physical, sexual, or emotional abuse and neglect in the 17th Judicial District of Tennessee, averaging over 390 reports per month. Junior's House, Inc. is a nonprofit agency providing prevention, intervention, and treatment services to physically and sexually abused children and their families within a child focused team approach. Our mission is Junior's House, Inc. is dedicated to bringing together the victim and the child protective investigative team in one location to lessen the trauma experienced by victims of child abuse and their families and to increase the awareness of the problem of child abuse and abuse prevention. So I'm fixing to let y'all know on how this ended up coming into being. Here's the history. Now, y'all, this is really devastating. Can somebody please put up trigger warning, please? Need trigger warnings going up. Let's see if I could find that. Go back up to the comments. Thank you so much. I get to know the history of Junior's house in response to a child abuse investigation and the growing problem of child abuse and neglect. Junior's house was founded in 2001 as a dream of Captain Joyce McConnell and the Lincoln Leadership Class of 2000 and 2001. It's because of something devastating happening. Okay? We'll find out more in a second. So in August of 2003, Junior's House Inc. hosted its open house and began normal operating hours in September. So here's the story behind it. Y'all get ready. On a warm July day in 1996, Detective Joyce McConnell was called out to a horrific scene. What she found was a small, pale, cold, lifeless body discarded on the hood of a car covered in blood, urine, feces, and flies. This small 6 year old child, Junior, died in his sleep after being beaten repeatedly in his stomach and his body. This beautiful little boy did not attend first grade. He did not get to celebrate another birthday or Christmas. He was not allowed the chance to grow up and experience life. Junior's life time on earth was limited. We want Junior's House Inc. to be all those things that Junior did not have. A warm, safe place where children can come to disclose their abuse and begin their healing. So that's where that comes from right there. The Junior's house, that little boy. Y'all want to know what made the daddy mad? As I had heard them telling me about it, because the daddy was playing video games and the little boy kept running in front of the TV screen. So he beat the little boy to death, went and laid his body on top of the car with urine and feces and flies. July in the hot sun. Fayetteville, Tennessee, yes, over video games. Because the little boy was ruining his video games by getting in front of the TV. Love you so much. It's okay, get to know. So you see, more needs done. This happened to this little boy. Were there other people around that boy's life who knew it in advance and did nothing? There had to be other people that saw the daddy being angry and hitting that boy around and knocking him across the room. Because it can't just have happened just this once. This daddy had an anger issue about all this. This little boy did not deserve it, man. Junior did not deserve it. Much love to you, Aaron. So then they got program and services, which is education and training. And by the way, also, I wanted to show y'all something about. Let me go to my email. That's something that's going to be going on in Tennessee. Let me find my Gmail right quick. Sorry about that, y'all. But it's oh, here it is. Let me open it up right here. So I want to share this with y'all, and please get this out there too. And I think it's pretty cool, y'all. So it's got, does human trafficking really happen in East Tennessee? So the Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking, January is Human Trafficking Awareness Month. So later on, we'll end up doing a one on human trafficking in this website, okay? It's like, does it really happen here? What should I look out for? I've seen movies about HT. Is that really what happens? Does it only happen to girls? Is it smuggling the same thing? I found a zip tie on my car. Am I going to be trafficked? Are the borders an issue? Are the interstates a concern? Addressing the complexities of human trafficking can involve a lot of questions that don't always have simple answers. The Human Trafficking Awareness Month is an opportunity to ask those questions, have tough conversations, and understand the realities of those impacted. This month is also a time to recognize the collaboration and work that has been done to end human trafficking and to rededicate ourselves to all that is still left to do. Join us all month long by subscribing to our newsletters, sharing our social posts, and attending or scheduling a training. Got questions? Ask us. We all have a role to play in ending exploitation and protecting the most vulnerable in our communities. So, this little webinar, see right here, it's going to be Thursday, January the 17th at 12 p.m. The Human Trafficking in East Tennessee. It's a lunch and learn. Human trafficking is not just something that happens overseas or in major U.S. cities. It is happening right here in East Tennessee, although it often does not look like what we might expect. Join us Thursday, January the 17th for a free lunch and learn. We will take a closer look at myths and misconceptions about human trafficking, the realities of human trafficking, the different types of human trafficking, and the tactics traffickers use. Human trafficking indicators, vulnerabilities, and at risk populations, the prevalence of human trafficking in East Tennessee, Tennessee's coordinated statewide response to human trafficking, and how to respond and who to report if you suspect human trafficking. So it's got a register thing. So as y'all can see, it's got copyright 2004 Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking, all rights reserved. I have opted to stay informed about human trafficking issues and the counter trafficking movement in East Tennessee is why I got this. Okay. So anybody that wants to write this down, it is Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking. Let me make it bigger for y'all. P.O. Box 20937, Knoxville, Tennessee 37940. Want to change, you could get emails from them also. But it's a community coalition against human trafficking here. Powered, Grown Free, Tennessee. I'm excited about it, y'all. Well, you are welcome. And y'all make sure to pass that out also about this trafficking awareness, this little, this that's going on January the 17th here in Tennessee. I think a lot of the people that does these YouTube videos needs to know about this and get the word out as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I received that in an email, and I said, yeah, I need to share that with y'all so that y'all can know. And they said that they would also answer questions if anybody wanted to. Say, join us all month long. Connect with us on social media for updates and more. So they're even, let's see, what is this site? Community Coalitions on Instagram. So let me show you how it looks on Instagram. Okay, go right here. So let me go back and share my screen again. So here they are. Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking. So y'all be sure that you can go there also, and you can message them as well. Here. And then here's the social media for updates, and where you could go to Facebook. See where it says right here, Facebook.com, the CCAHT is where that is. So just wanted to get that out there. Saying thank you just doesn't feel good enough. This is only a portion. See, they ended up helping the community also. Isn't that great? So far in 23, it said this was December 20th. The last referral update we shared, we had just hit 400 referrals in October, sorry. As of mid-December, we received over 514 referrals for services. That's 514 individuals in East Tennessee receiving the care they need to heal from the trauma they've experienced. Human trafficking can happen to anyone. Unfortunately, it happens more often than we think. Have questions about HT in East Tennessee or want to know more about our free trainings? Click the link in our bio. And that's, if you look right here, it is Instagram thing right here. So I think it's pretty cool, pretty awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and listening to me rant. But as usual, I not only put out the bad stuff, I try to put in some positive as well. And that's some change that's needed. And thank God there's a change that this company is doing, this corporation, this community coalition against human trafficking. Thank you so much, and may God bless each and every one of y'all. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate it.